panel there, let them comment for we. When I go ahead and make a comment, I go start with Mrs. Pierre. Maybe you can tell we waiting are you on take on this kind of increase on with people there. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Valder. Yes, that problem is very problematic, and it affects with people a big one, like way some man will say bigly. We expect development, yes, the toll gates, now development, now be initiative where the past administration be take for help for the development camp, and it look good where it become, and I think it is serve the purpose. However, it become problematic where it be say the people then go for feel the pinch. Yes, for late developments happen. We get for all as a citizen get for contribute one way or the other, but we not for contribute that it affects with that we for go sleep angry for that. And it's me own problem what I get with this toll gates really, other than the increase from where then be give this information on this questions be then be asked question then for say almost na the money where this toll gates don't bring 30 they will not hear answer. They're not sure they're not able to bring any report so we follow we know if me they pay money where it be say an increase over 100%. I need for know what thing then they do with the money. I need for know how much money they can and how it is serve the country. I will stop here.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Pierre. Much appreciated. Indeed, you'd all raised some points, but I want to give Mr. Hallowell an opportunity for respond to my original statement, and then I will come back with some of the things that way you raised. Mr. Hallowell.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Madam Chair. A couple of things. With regards to the toll gates, if you look at one way in a development for Sierra Leone, and then I think the unfortunate side of it, now the increase in hardship will instead they contribute for the people of Sierra Leone. But the things say, given the current situation with the play, I don't know whether na strategy not there for the government for able to understand the people in hardship versus the toll road itself. Going back, well, it's been a while we may not this alone, but I can make sure say I read and try to follow up with developments that already happen at the country. The toll gates, they mean get to we now for help we as a nation for able meet up with some of the commitments them. In the sense like I know say Dr. Conte, I mean one post we negotiate that agreement. And then in the newspaper they mean widely covered interviews them in there based on some of the information I don't piece together. Then three toll gates there, the strategy behind them, whilst would they use them for help the people of Sierra Leone at the same time, there was a strategy say, it's not going to be an economic body to the country. And how this will happen. Then they open one where they go to use. And then by the time where the money where they go to collect, then they use them for pay the debt where we don't acquire for them roads here. So the one go to pay, it go reach a point where almost it go they can't close up from the end. Then they go open another one.
Mm-hmm.
And by this time, at least people will see some kind of relief. And even though yes, payments go there, then go just repeat to say yes, well, development will take place, and this not so much economic burden for the people of Sierra Leone. Then they go there on the second one, whilst the debts go then go pay them small. It comes to a point where almost it go there to the point of finishing, then they open the third one. But I think say the current government, the mistake what they don't make, now for just run all the three tolls together. That na Songo, Hastings, and Maseka. And right there, the problem is people don't get better jobs. Jobs they not do. And it's them very, very low na Sierra Leone. So I believe some of us say people that no one do something about their roots there, or people that no one pay. But when you think of the increase in economic hardship versus, the paying of the tolls and the 100% increments, I think say that now crushing problem nandy for the people of Sierra Leone. So you go better back, make the government try for reassess their strategy, or maybe go back to the original strategy where people like Dr. Contem set for their roots there. I think it will able to help. But if then they continue their strategy, all open all them two routes there at the same time, so and then do this 100% increment, definitely not going to go well for the people then.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hallowell. You and Mrs. Pierre, and I'll also raise a couple of things where I just want to go back to, because when I look around na social media and the news, where they see, but cool people and they make comments say, oh, this toll road, na APC government, na then bring and come, so na APC government for blame. But you, Mr. Hallowell, you just mentioned something about how the toll be supposed to be implemented in a way where before present the kind of financial hardship where they see it cause people there right now. On top of that, we know they see equivalent pay increase. We know they see any side where people then they able for make up, forget money, but then get for go work. The worker where then they go, then they pay them better. Then get for pay transport for go work. Then get for buy food. Then get for do all the things there where they need for do. Pay their rent, buy food. I think now then two things then they more. Buy food and pay rent. And then get transport for go work. We they see them cost then they also they go up. People then they pay their money. Now outside them for pay tax, then they pay their tax. But they know they see any corresponding services. In fact, one of the major things then where Salon they deal with right now, we make in fact one of the panelists not able for join me. Now this incessant blackout, where don't they happen in the country for the last, I don't know even how long. It just too much. Nobody enough for be expected for the pay tax in country, but they see any service. Do ya una tell we waiting una the yeri from una people then back home. Like me na Sierra Leonean, I know waiting me people then they complain. I know how then they grumble. But all man also look they try for Fenway for deal with this. Do ya wanna just make we yeri small thing about waiting una the yeri from una people then back home with respect to just the way life day na Salon right now. I will start with Mr. Hallowell.
The same story. Economic hardship or financial hardship, difficult, even rest. Now I understand say rest don't go 3,000 new loans per couple. I kind of not believe. Per mine, is it 5,000? Yeah. So imagine they make nothing. They make nothing. Then you get for feed yourself. They get assistance from anywhere. Then even your basic food, you forget them, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, an angry man is a hungry man. And besides that, you get a lot of things, even gas or petrol. They say petrol no day. And yeah, I mean, they read some comments on WhatsApp and Facebook. Exactly, because why I can read the one and then they come up from the ordinary man.
Mm-hmm.
When I didn't invent them feeling. Even petrol no day. And I think petrol don't go about is it 80 it is something 1,000 euros for 1 gallon of gas. So the car you just talk and just know, people their incomes not they go up. The salary stagnates, don't stagnate for years. People and they on the same scale. Then but commodities then just they rise. I think Sierra Leone, see one document recently. I just wish for take note of them. When I talk say Sierra Leone, I get the highest inflation rate.
Yes.
Now Africa. And inflation, the rates they run, is it more than 120%? I wish for don't take note of that. So imagine all these things put into play, the kind of a hardship way you feel. Sierra Leone don't really change compared to the time where women daily. We not been get most of them problem. No matter what, people are able at some point make ends meet. But given the current situation, it seems as if we are just getting from the frying pan to the fire.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Hallowell. Mrs. Pierre,
Yeah.
please talk here.
Yeah, it really sad, because not only the people that we did it, the one that we travel, because we know say April, 9 months where people then they go tourism, a small as alone, and people that way they go they want for camp, they want for change their ticket prices because of the way things they go, because electricity now one, and one thing I hear they say heat wave in a salon right now, the place is so warm, and people they're not able to sleep. If you don't get money for going out, tell you, and I guess if you're not able to leave there, the place not conducive for let we leave, especially if you don't travel. So imagine the one they way in at the country now. So some man go to my parents for them because of the hydration or something, and then pants up their food that forget because some man the country they for unemployment iboku. Not so only normal salary they increase, but the one that we know they work them boku, the young man they we know they work them boku. So imagine that. And not only that, the girl picking and they boku na streets. Because if mama and papa know they count food, money, they not get money, they not get money because like at least they go do them pepper markets and call water, cold water, sell their half thing. But even then now, if person not get money, no way to buy that. So there's a lot of things. Prostitution boku right now, and the youth then are street boku per drugs, not so only angry no more because their mind idle. They not get waiting for it. So the only place where they seek for solace now for the cause trouble, go into drugs, go into other things. And so so we're not for blame them. We're not really not for blame the young people that will they see waiting the apple. So because this past 5 years, salon be hard. We all salon will born and they will go. It be hard, but this are the worst. So I don't see them so far.
Yes, you just make a very profound statement. Yes, we all go up in a salon and we all been go through austerity, but wow, the level of austerity within a salon right now, it not easy for talk. We they see light no day. The one that we manage get generator, then able for fan petrol for put inside the generator. Now even communication don't be affected because the other day I talked to somebody where they tell me say now the new scam we don't grab where you go big now sideway generator day like their nightclub say let them charge you phone. Next thing you know, then go kind of meet on always in the wait for on a phone for charge say they don't thief the phone them. So now the new rackets done the way don't begin now. So even for charge you phone now pass you go pay. But my own question is high gas prices and gas noddy. Not just that the price high, ask for fend the gas. Then increase or over 100% increase pan the toll gate. How that Lily Keke man we been they survive by Keke or that taxi man wey be dey survive by taxi, how dem people here go dey inside salon, how dem go take care of dem family dem. Dem kind thing there na things dey wey we for always dey think about. We government no look dey take responsibility inside for dem kind thing there. But I wan ask una don ever hear of a way wey we the people there where they put government inside get way for hold we government accountable? Wetin una don see in terms of that, like whether people then get the freedom for protest or for rights the government, or just for make the hardship, then get side said and they go complain about the hardship, so that then go see who side and go manage get small change. Mr. Hallowell, I will start with you on that day.
I don't think there are mechanisms for every democracy. Sierra Leone democracy. There are mechanisms for every democracy for hold the government accountable. But given the current situation, what's happening in Sierra Leone, I'm not sure say opportunities there. Lack all answer. You're not supposed to be an opportunity, because thing where they count you right, not an opportunity. So I understand. I will bring up certain situations then where they should say this government is so rough and ruthless that they're not to take protest. And I remember, just like I say, they follow up the previous government, then do a black where people fed up with the government. People do is it a Black Thursday protest? Then this series of other protests. Nobody in life not lost it. But I remember there was an issue for a generator on Makini where people in protest. We saw those videos, followed by a series of deaths. There was an August something protest again when as a result of the economic hardship where people the face. That was before the election. Instead again, there were a series of deaths. Then people in there where don't they challenge government. Series of them then Pademba Road when one pan the conditions there for this tripartite committee for make sure say all political prisoners or people who they don't hold unlawfully, then for release them. So if Abdi then case I just connect say, even though there are mechanisms, but this government is not tolerable under their own democracy. They're not to tolerate protest. Any kind of protest where anybody raise them ready for bulldoze that person there and just for making them continue for staying at power. They're ready for crush any form of opposition. And we don't see so many innocent people that don't lose their lives beyond for challenge this government. And that's completely unfortunate. It go against the tenets of democracy. So that's not the reality. Whilst there are systems or ways in which citizens can hold the government accountable, on the other hand, this government not prepared, not tolerable, ready for crush any other protest where anybody from any party they raise.
Thank you, Mr. Hallowell. Mrs. Pierre, Mr. Hallowell raised something, and I want to throw the same comment out to you, but I also just want to highlight something where Mr. Hallowell say. He say the ability for checks and balances for day in place, where if we the people they're not happy with we government, we for able to get avenues where we for able for bring we grievances forward. But in Salon, quote unquote democracy, their avenue then they not exist. Mrs. Pierre, go ahead and Rob Mutpana talk this more.
Yeah, thank you. For sure. Politician then are we put in a power and now we vote for them, people them una remember June 23 of last year, how una struggle, how una dey na line. Some of una dey for morning, say na net una no eat. That means say not to by themselves then go there. Yes, matter be they terrorize people or this administration, people that don't get killed because they voice out things that they not like. I for sure can tell you now somebody will be then a one hospital because he talks say lights no they then demote him almost, if I can say, at that moment, even though the person is not to demotion, but in be there for that position there. And just because it make a comment say in a hospital lights no they we are released, come on say, oh, somebody else they take over. Yes, not so for say we not get avenue, we get avenues and the rights for protest. Sierra Leone a democratic country. We get every right. Young people on a una get rights for going to streets. Una no need for get violence. Una no need for kill people them. No, but protest away e be say is civil. We una go and talk wetin una suppose for talk. Una get that right say. It dey happen at any democratic country. Una supposed for do that. Yes, social media now one way where e be say I saw they give kudos to them bloggers them, and thank you to una all for una they put una live them on the line for give information. Yes, they're not like her, but they're not going to do nothing. Let we use social media, young people them. Una get every opportunity. When una see something wrong, una go na social media, una make it known. If you then in office, you see something wrong, now you go be the change. One person, it take one person really for let something happen, for make change happen. Yes, right now then with the quiz on a corner, una go scared for una life, but it take one person for let change happen. And kudos to all the one that we don't take the step. And una way in a corner, una rise. Salon, I say una rise and let una fight for una country. Fight not mean say go kill somebody. Fight not mean say you for go vandalize for party. No, but you can able for fight for your country by your words. You can able for fight for your country by social media. You can able for fight for your country where you see corruption and you blow whistle on that.
Thank you, Mrs. Pierre. I want to shift with small bit no more, not too much, but small bit, because this blackout business, nothing way, it just is so persistent, is so ubiquitous that it's difficult for the country function if lights not there. People then they die in hospital. From things that way they no need for die. I think I've been mentioned even with last show where I see one doctor make a report say na then phone light now then they use where then they try for do certain procedures now hospital and they're not supposed to be so. We know say the Minister of Energy been resigned, which means to say right now the whole Ministry of Energy is directly supervised by the President's office. But we still they see incessant blackout when they see any relief in that area there. But the sad thing is a lot of waiting they go on na salon. They be closely watched by the US by the United States. The ambassador Dede, in fact, in a radio interview, he mentioned something. Where they ask him a question, we go to the heart of why salon they usai we dey in terms of how we they manage with resources. The question where they ask him been get for do with this whole MCC Millennium Challenge Corporation Compact. And the person ask and say, well, you they tell we say this Millennium Challenge, the way we una want implement them, una want get una own people there, we go oversee the disbursement of funds, the management of the whole project. But we na salon believe say it better for let we manage we own country. And the response we demand in a very diplomatic way was that so far salon this particular BO government get a very poor track record when it comes to managing resources. Human resources, financial resources were the two examples where it give. So I want to turn with attention a little bit to this, because part of the problem of this blackout business, it will not suppose for day inside this kind of problem, because if now the kind accounts, the escrow account where we here see now in then they use for manage we power where they mean they purchase from Turkey. we not supposed for denial because people then they pay them bill. And all waiting the government or the one the way they in charge being supposed for do now for debit the customer then account them and transfer the funds to the supplier. So waiting happen between debiting the account of the consumer, we don't pay in bill, through in hard work and sweat, to paying the supplier. Waiting happen where we people then delicate today, fasting inside incessant blackout. I go start with Mrs. Pierre. Yeah, give me your take on this.
So first of all, it don't say why I come out salon. I know why I left there, but at the visit. And one thing where I see there's a trend where if you say people then they not ministries, they not even get PIN code, but they did it. And so then they're not the ministry, but they not get PIN code, they not be known as really civil servants, but then they work there. And now then they go, for example, energy, now then they go install their meter there so, and also and then they pay. And not only that, without any news or explanation where we say businesses then where they pay bills, but they go now the account where it's supposed to go. Whoever the heads of that ministry, they get paid now your own personal account, and instead of the ministry get the money or wherever they get them. So really it's just corruption, plain line corruption. Now they cause that because we people them, and it's sad that we not get where we for hold them accountable, where we not get where we for able for keep track of things. And now one of the things and they were lacking our nation. We're not able keep track of things. We're not able to keep track of even the workers for no other than a ministry that not they see extra person come and even they part of that ministry, but because it's sabi maybe in cool nine they head and they go shove and they so instead they will create get forget money. So plain and simple. Now corruption and they cause all of that.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Pierre. Mr. Hallowell.
Yes, I just want touch on a few things that Mrs. Sadiq just make mention of.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, if there are mechanisms for hold people accountable, but then we have a government in power, then things that they go wrong, then this government's not able to hold them people accountable. They're not able to conduct an investigation, a comprehensive investigation for ascertain waiting at the problem, and then come up with real life solutions to them problems, and you have no business being in power.
Exactly.
You have no business being in power. Now, Salon Milan say, even that donor resources, then donor money we can send to NGOs. Not to we money. It belongs to the government of Sierra Leone. So let alone the government of Sierra Leone, their own couple. If we don't establish an account, who say people in the pay, now they buy the energy needs or energy needs. Then at the end of the day, when we don't rely so much on this capacity, when I forget for the maintenance on our own local electricity mechanisms or energy needs. At the end of the day, now there's a fallout with an international supplier. Then locally, people in the staff, you have no business being in government. Something wrong. So why are we paying these people? Why do we entrust them with our resources? Or why do our people entrust them with our resources? There's a problem right there. Right there. And being in government are one of the highest means of calling. And you get to be ready for be accountable. Because you have so much resources at your own disposal for meet the needs of the people. But you're not able for doing. And then again, like I'm a sister the talker. If they're not able to hold people accountable or the mechanisms for accountability not there, Then, but the anti-corruption, they go after other people. So what is the Anti-Corruption Commission doing in this kind of a case? The country don't plunge itself into electricity, into darkness for more than 4 to 6 weeks. And then the president, the minister resign, the president take over the running of the ministry. And yet still, they don't run back into almost like a period of 2 weeks. Nothing happened. Do you have the right or you have business being in government? No, a big failure. I don't day at the United States for like 13 good years. I know one day gets power cuts for even 1 hour. And anytime, like the apartment where they live, anytime we they want take electricity, then they give you like 2 to 3 weeks notice. Then they only send on our emails, then they only send on our phones, but then they make sure say there are flyers all over, and they give you a specific date from the time where the power outage begins to the time where they end. And it tells me, yeah, why they pay me resources, accountability day, and I get the right for question. So is there a way where we can think and begin to treat people in this kind of same way? But it's so surprising that if the anti-corruption, they go after other people then, but yet still the people of the National Power Authority, your EDSA, Electricity Supply and Distribution Agency, today, they're not able to bring update to people as this is the situation, we do on this investigation, they try for know what cause this problem, and we try for make sure say rectify, no repeat them again. Up till now, people are silent about it. It shows you they have no regard and respect for the rights of people. And even the rights, the resources they would they don't trust and don't care. Again, I come back to the idea where I say there is no business being in power if you're able to address some of these basic issues.
Thank you so much. You raise a number of very important points there. Indeed, if you're not able to properly manage the people, the resources, whether they work hard for, you really don't have any business being in power. But I want to move a little bit more into this whole idea of the MCC and waiting then can do na salon, waiting at this whole MCC thing, waiting at the mandates na salon. Then really can help salon for develop both we electricity and we water supply, two very basic necessities now any country. And we know say this MCC thing been done day in the works from 2020, from the year 2020. But this power issue we don't can be so just don't can push all thing into I don't even know how to describe this. However, we know say also the MCC be done talk say then they look for see that salon they actually respect democracy. They work toward implementing a democratic government. And right now, the ongoing work of the Tripartite Electoral Review Committee get very far-reaching effects. The implications very serious for this MCC money. And for the country, because it will determine whether or not this Millennium Challenge Cooperation Compact go be signed and then go hand over, I think, somewhere in the neighborhood of 45 million to Salon for develop both we electricity and we water supply, we running water. The Millennium Challenge, the MCC Compact, really, they look at a couple of things from the Tripartite Electoral Review Committee for say then meet, then challenge there. And the two main things that we really look for now that the committee, the Tripartite Committee, actually address legislative or constitutional changes for speak to electoral deficiencies. So then they look as far back as 2012 elections to 2023. So 2012, 2018, 2023. All the deficiencies within CD. Then they look for CC, the Electoral Review Commission, the Tripartite Committee, will actually make recommendations for address then deficiency then they. The second thing where then they look for, now that this committee will make recommendations for accountability for electoral fraud. So that means that any side where then see say fraud don't happen, cheating don't happen, thief don't happen inside the elections, that people then will be held accountable. So now the two things in Dande where the US government don't identify it, then they look for let them release that money there. My comment to you is this. We need them resource then they desperately Nasalon. But when I think say the government, how when I see the government, you think say then get in them for actually implement genuinely their recommendation then they of the or whatever recommendations. We know say they're not make and done it, but whatever recommendations go out of this tripartite committee. When I look the government as a government, we go genuinely implement them, or then go do it in and don't always they do. They make like then they implement them just so that they will get the MCC funding, and then after that, then go back to the old ways. How can I see this? Mrs. Pierre, I'll start with you.
With salon government, especially this administration, there is always a catch, with them. I they make these comments based on previous things that way they don't do, like the Kush declaration and other stuff. So really, from what me they see so far, and this is my opinion and my judgments independently. Wait till I see so far, I not feel say they're ready. They're not even they feel for the people. Governments where they feel for the people, now you go say, okay, maybe things are hard, maybe then will change, but they're not even aware for say then waiting at ends where nothing not concerns them, where involve electricity and food and inflation. They're not they show any sign of remorse. They're not they show any concern for the people. A lot of ways go they with things that we then go do, we then go show we say them concern. I see the other day the chief minister they produced video, they give reason why the president they travel numerously in a different country. Then I say, well, they don't being excused. It's always excuses. So to answer your question, no, I not see saying our governments will go and implement them unless they are forced to do it. And I really glad the action where the MCC they take and every other done on a salon. I feel say they're not just for even give them, they're for give them time. Say we they give now 1 year or 1 year, 2 years for see. Let's say if then still then our government, because we don't know what's in the recommendation, we don't know what's in go be the tripartite results, so I don't have to make that judgment. But then for even give them time for say maybe after 2 years, we don't see say una work on their recommendations there. So then we go give a certain amount, and even that's like I think I see somebody make a comment. I really not feel say that money they for going at the hand them. I think the MCC for make contracts with the company where they can for implement whatever they in that paper they pay them directly and observe, supervise them work. before we go see developments at that nation. Because if we get them at the end, I can tell you we'll be back to where we are.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Pierre. Now that's not been the comment with Ayeri, Mr. David Hunt, where now the U.S. ambassador make. He say, in fact, he talked that precisely what you say. So he say the reason we make they not feel say then okay. So that back up small. The radio interviewer say inside salon we believe say a man's best servant is himself. So why make the U.S. government, they look for bring in outsiders, outside agencies for manage the MCC funding when and if it should be released into the hands of Sierra Leoneans or this government. His thing was that we government, this particular administration, get a track record we show very low capabilities for manage resources, both human and financial. Now that make then take then step then day. But I want to give Mr. Hallowell an opportunity for comment on that.
Madam Chair,
yeah, my main worry is waiting you they see or waiting you the area or waiting at the thoughts and that people they mind from your own interactions with people as a Sierra Leonean, as a concerned citizen, you believe say the government actually get them in them for fully implement genuinely whatever recommendations this electoral review committee go make, or then go just do one for a while, and then as soon as they get this MCC funding, go back to their old ways.
I don't think, say, truly speaking, this government committed for genuinely implementing the recommendations of the committee or the MCC. I say this for a couple of reasons. We don't see this government in attitude. We don't see attitude. We don't see how they do things, how they even handle resources. I guess when they made the campaign, we hear all kind of good words. In fact, what's the name, Mr. Pauper, not to Pauper. Let me get one other name.
Talk and do.
Yes, talk and do. And that they committed themselves. I mean, they fit to say this could be one of the most highly efficient governments. And the kind of people they wouldn't get, how they may criticize the past government and tell people and say they're capable for doing. They don't get it. I saw a video where even the former finance minister, JJ Blood, even tell people, they say, in 3 months, they will turn the economy of Sierra Leone. It's on Twitter. Are they Twitter, Facebook, are they going, are they place and they get all kind of information just for follow-up what's happening in that country. So it's past 3 months. The economy of Sierra Leone has not been turned the way we want them, or the way we will help the ordinary man for let get the basics now in table. Let you get a meal a day, or maybe 3 meals a day, and move in life on. Go after their own aspirations then, and be that kind of a citizen, then where everybody go know say, then they participate and they enjoy the benefits of being a citizen of that country. We're not here. So these governments all and care for now forget these resources and mismanage them back to their own will, and then leave the people of this country, leave the people of Sierra Leone for suffer. They're not. I'm not sure, truly speaking. And let me make this. Somebody on Facebook, when they appoint this government, they make a comment say they don't get anybody, you not see anybody they way serious, but other than just now a bunch of that at the quote, not to me. I quote at the quote. Now a bunch of is it scoundrels?
Scoundrels.
Yes. Now they don't go get her back and put just for mismanage the resources of this country. A comment from somebody who are not go one quote, but I mean boldly put on a Facebook page. But I thought it was a joke. I mean, fit to say that just part of your position. Not only will they follow now and they see how things and they unfold, they keep they ask yourself. Now, these are the qualities of any good government. Now, this was supposed to be program outcomes or policy outcomes for any sober-minded government. So I'm not sure. Say this government committed to implementing those recommendations genuinely, but they're seriously committed for find all kind way. Who could cook like how can talk in a salon for make sure say they get to the resources of the MCC.
Mm-hmm.
Use them 50 factor how they want. Report for them, give them their own narrative, tilt them to their own narrative, and say yes, now so we do. And when you watch out, the ordinary people, then they suffer at that place.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hallowell. I know say today we not even take a break for bringing a commercial, but I want to bring we around to something we don't blow up social media recently, and that now we know say the Tripartite Electoral Review Committee don't they go around, they update certain groups. Unfortunately, the meeting between Dr. Samura Kamara and President Bio not happened due to baying where Dr. Kamara get. And as unifiers, we send sincere condolences out to Dr. Kamara. And may the soul of his dearly departed sister rest in peace. But we know say Brian David Hunt, when the ambassador of the US to Salon, been do a radio interview where it bring up a very controversial thing. The interviewer be asked and directly say, what could people in the ABUP say, the Tripartite Committee, the Electoral Review Committee, well man they call Tripartite, go make a recommendation for rerun of the June 2023 election. Before I go any further, let me listen to the clip of that particular question the way they ask them. That was not the whole interview, it's just that question I'm interested in here.
When you talk to the opposition or you talk to the ruling, they have their different positions on the work of the Tripartite Committee. For some, there would be a rerun of the election. Is that in any way possible?
So, one, the rerun of the election is something that has come up multiple times from multiple quarters in the media. The scope of work that was laid out for the Electoral Review Committee, both in the Agreement for National Unity and in the Constitution of the Committee by the President, makes no mention of a rerun of the elections. And I think it doesn't do so for a couple of reasons. First, the time frame in which the electoral results could be challenged in court has long expired. The opposition made a decision to pursue other means to resolve their disputes than through a court challenge. Under Sierra Leonean law, as I understand it, a court challenge is the only way that we could look at invalidation of the electoral results. And as I say, under your law, there are specific time frames under which that has to be undertaken, which have expired. So I don't think that that is a realistic scenario to talk about. I think what we need to be looking at, as I've said, is one, legislation, and two, accountability. I don't think talking about invalidation of results or rerun of the elections is helpful because it's not realistic.
Ambassador, please continue to stay with me.
Thank you. So, Onadoyeri, I just want to highlight the couple of things where Brian Hunt say. He say in both the Agreement for National Unity and the Constitution of the Committee, there was the scope of the work of the Electoral Review not mention rerun. Okay. And he go on for expand a little bit. He say the reason we make that topic they not come up, the topic of a rerun not come up, now due to the fact that we party APC decide for pursue other avenues for address the electoral deficiencies with them being observed for the June 2023. It also point out to we say Salon law make am clear say the only way where any elections can be challenged, in other words, cancelled and redone, now through the courts. But if people then remember clearly, there was a whole bunch of discussion in the news, in social media about APC going to court, where Dr. Samura Kamara and Cherno, where then they've lovingly called Cherry Coco, come out and say APC not they go court. And from the time where that decision they make, where they make that decision, they then can announce until we the majority of APCians, the followers of APC, the time frame, the statute of limitations don't pass long ago. So we're not there for even backtrack and say, okay, well, we don't change we mind. Now we want go court because the statute of limitations don't pass. And because of that particular decision day, we know for the look at the idea of a rerun. Unfortunately, it looked like all over APC and the Italic just don't put everything on pause. They wait for Tripartite committee for Cantel we say, yes, we they go for a rerun. Yet it's clear, say, the rerun not of something we get for happen. This man don't make it clear to we now. And I want to make una Rob Mot Pandawan this small. Waiting una yeri from this man. Does it sound like we still get a way for go back to elections for see how we can bring APC back into rule through another elections? Is that possibility still open to us as a party? I will start with you, Mr. Hallowell.
Madam Chair, this now a very big issue, and we self-get be careful how they handle it. I know say, well, from a conflict perspective, we Namio area now. Me always the thing say, and I share my opinion with a couple of people. It will be difficult for the international community invalidate the results, or then go they annul the elections, the June 23rd elections, and get another elections. It will make the problem much more worse than the current one. And international community no one ever put themselves in the light, say that they create a problem in Sierra Leone. They created a mess. They don't learn from Rwanda, they don't learn from other countries then. And they no one continue to do that. You see, and I think say, I mean, on the long distance, say, we just get for prepare as a party, and no one speak on behalf of them because we get leaders. But personally, in my own opinion, I mean, no for say, we just get for prepare for the next elections. And if you go back to the mandates of the Tripartite Committee, where you don't make mention of that for address electoral deficiencies, and then make recommendations for address every, if I get you properly, electoral fraud. Nothing other they say, then go invalidate the elections or the past elections and conduct fresh elections. Of course, it takes time and money, it takes resources, but again, for the stability of the country, the international community are not sure say could just go no more than annul a whole elections and make a new one. So we for be a peace-loving party. Now no dandy. So personally, I never speak on behalf of the party or on behalf of the unifier. No, this is not very personal to me. I believe say, Lord, we choose peace over instability, over any other problem. There's an opportunity, given all the situation will not happen. If no more this election is transparent, like the party, now in me for don't they fix or they work on the anomalies that already happen in our society. So we get an opportunity for doing. But Mr. Golek follow a very peaceful, transparent, and reliable path. We care for the lives of our young people. Then. Even the life of one is just too many. And I believe, say, as a party, we follow that path. That's my advice.
Thank you, Mr. Hallowell. Mrs. Pierre.
Yeah, I think it's his understanding of my thing is he a lawyer? Does he have a lawyer with him in this all of this? I'm not a lawyer, me not a lawyer. But one thing what I learned about rule of law, there's ambiguity. That's the word for it. Meaning, if I could talk in a Creole, person they will interpret the law differently. I can say in any way, I wait patiently. I'm not counting anything out, really. I wait patiently for the 19 in order far. Law C, yes, then we don't announce and is that channel Dr. Samura we don't announce say we're not going to court. But now we don't see we don't see things bigger. We don't fight for democracy. For ladies appetite coming and let them do investigation. And one thing we they focus on the no rerun, but there are other things where David talk about like accountability and other stuff like that. So I want to follow focus on all of it's a whole piece. Don't not just speak out the rerun out of it until lawyers sit down and look at the law, because I haven't, and me not a lawyer, and say, you know what, there is no room. Anything when it comes to a rule of law, anything is possible, anything anything can happen. Where it be said there will be a clause, there will be whatever it is that then go able for follow based on the decisions the way the tripartite will come up with.
Okay, thank you. I just want to do one last follow-up question with this area. Being let me take and see waiting David Hunt say is what it is. As far as APC and then concerned, at least from all the discussions we me see personally on social media, the hearing at the news, it looked like APC as a party just kind of put everything on pause. They wait for the outcome of the tripartite committee, their recommendations. But my thing is with the Yeri sayings, I think it's Malcolm X, we say, if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail, or something like that, and that the future belongs to those who prepare. If we just put everything on pause, then we don't carry everything like this. Is it now time for let APC put things into gear and begin for work toward? I mean, even if we they go for a rerun, right? We need for be prepared. What you wanna see as and this could be my last question to Una. How Una see the APC in terms of with preparation for whether it's a rerun or new elections? Mr. Howard, start with. Okay, go ahead, Mrs. Pierre, if you want to go first.
Yeah, so me, what me want to say is we leaders and if we come together and unite, yes, majority of the leaders them that then they part of the tripartite committee and they no one for compromise anything for sure. But we get other people that are the party we know they part of that. Where it be say that then for bring the party together and we for start for look at avenues them and things that we for do for let the party come together. So yes, this not for be a stop for we because the current administration, this is not a stop for them. They are moving around, they are doing things freely. So why we set for just to them fall and still do it for the tripartite? For able for plan and planning for the party not only involve election, it involve other things that we for focus on also while we they wait for the result.
Thank you, Mrs. Pierre. Mr. Hallowell.
Very well said, correct. The party enough us just full and full. The work of a political party now 24/7, round the clock. We they strategize, we they think of waiting for happen. When issues they arise, we get a strategy for resolve them. And for just sit down with the weight on the recommendations of the tripartite committee, I don't think say make any sense. We'll get for doing with tools, especially when you deal with a rogue government, where not get any regard for the people. You get somebody where not even no say electoral process or democracy itself is a sacred process. It involves the will, the mind, and everything you think of the people. And as such, you know they joke with people and vote. You see, but again, if somebody there we can just use enable account for the resources of the country, I don't think say it will take the democratic process secret or it will take voting or election process secret. You therefore think about that. But on the side of the party, we for conduct reserve thoroughly and make sure say we keep the prepare, we keep the own things there, and make sure say when the opportunity come again, yes, if I don't meet we ready, especially for deal with the possible no say no get. I know they think the kind we they expect say for me.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hallowell. Thank you, Mrs. Pierre. We don't come to the end of the show for today. And I thank you very much for listeners and viewers. Yes, indeed, as an APC party, for let we put the mighty back into the mighty APC, we really need for prepare for whatever go can we way, whether in a rerun, whether in a brand new elections, we need for prepare, because if we not prepare, we go there in hot water. And with this particular administration where they deal with when a rogue administration, we really need for get some out of the box strategies and solutions in order for ensure say APC go win and get back into governance. That's the end of our show for today. We'll bring the panelists then back up for let them say a quick goodbye. Mrs. Pierre.
Una thank you for giving una time them for let we able for talk about salon and let we be hopeful, and when we think about the leader, let we think about Dr. Richard Conte, because we know say he already prepared, we know say he get the skill, we know say he gets the knowledge, we know say he get the people them around them. We're gonna make salon go before. I will see you next week.
Thank you, Mrs. Pierre. And Mr. Hallowell.
Yes, Pambul and one for tell all thank you. But not forget the Unifier Foundation. They do a very credible work. Within the communities, and they help people with water, they help people with food, and then give you this opportunity for let we make reviews known. And I believe say if the Unified and get the opportunity for handle government, it will be excellent. You will get freedom for voice out your opinion. You will get freedom for move and do the things the way you're supposed to do. And I believe say we go able focus for meet on people in needs. Dr. Conte, now the man within as the head of Unify. And I know one level without time. Now time this if no miss him at all. This na matter na an urgent matter, na a serious matter, and let we not forget Dr. Conte. It will help you for addressing issues there. He committed to them.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hallowell. Indeed, Dr. Richard Conte, na man we get the people there, na heart, and not they forget all well and it get love for the country, and a master strategist and a master planner. And una can be sure say if una put una trust in Dr. Conte, salon go better. Una thank you so much for una spend the time with me this afternoon, this evening, and this morning. Have a good week, everybody, and by God power, we'll see you next week. Thank you.